Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Sarah Harnish. I'm the author of the Game Plan book. Name of the book is Game Plan, the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver, and you can find it on Amazon if you don't have a copy of it yet. You can also find all of our resources if you go to oilabilityteam.com, oilabilityteam.com. It's loaded with free stuff. Y'all ready for some oil adrenaline? It's so good to have you on. I can't believe you've made it all the way to day 13. Do you know that 5,000 to 7,000 people a night are getting on these videos live? 5,000 to 7,000 every night. And the reach is somewhere between 35 and 105,000 people because you guys are sharing them with your teams. You're sharing them on your pages. You're sharing them in groups. And it's exciting to see the fire lit underneath people for the Young Living business and that passion of getting people out of poverty. Hashtag poverty over, diamond rising, right? All of you guys. I love seeing those hashtags all over Facebook. It gets me so excited. So if somebody wants to make up a hashtag diamond rising t-shirt and bring it to convention, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. If you haven't had a chance to give us some love and go over and leave a review on Amazon of the book or the workbook, that would be a real blessing to our family. So please, if you have just a moment, tell us what your thoughts are. Tell us what you think of the resources that we've compiled in the book, and that would mean the world to us. If you're brand new and you just popped on and you saw it on a business page today and you have no idea what boot camp is, you're going to want to go grab a copy of the book and the workbook and then follow along with us online. And you haven't missed anything. You're never, ever, ever late for boot camp. There's no wrong time or no bad time to start your Young Living business or to propel and accelerate and throw some accelerant on top of your Young Living business. So you're not doing it wrong. Just go to oilabilityteam.com, click on boot camp, and you'll see all the videos in one place with all the homework assignments just neatly laid out for you. We have a wonderful media team. It takes an entire army of people to pull these boot camps off every single day. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are so many people behind the scenes. I've got 3 different virtual assistants that are responding to your messages because we're getting now at this point almost thousands a day in the different accounts. I've got a team of graphic arts people working on the website trying to keep up with it. I've got a team of people working on the videos to get those to Amazon. I've got a team of people working on editing Game Plan Mini. And getting that up. So to try to stay ahead of all of you guys, it's really, really hard. And it takes an army of people. I've got virtual assistants on while I'm doing this Facebook Live that are answering your questions and trying to keep up with you guys. Jerry, that's a great, great, great point. We're going to have that up on the website very soon. Use Amazon Smile. So when you log in, don't just go to Amazon.com, but I believe it's Amazon.smile.com. If you guys know that, go ahead and type it in. Thank you. Smile.amazon.com. So smile.amazon.com. It actually takes you to a different Amazon. It's the same as Amazon, but it's through the Smile program. And Young Living Foundation is one of the charities. So when you get on and you buy books off Amazon, not off CreateSpace, if you're doing bulk orders, that's different. But if you order it on Amazon and you do it through smile.amazon.com, do you know that you can donate to the Young Living Foundation by buying your Game Plan books? It's one of the reasons that we chose to go with Amazon as a major carrier of our book, was because you could donate to the Young Living Foundation. So please, please, please make sure you're going into smile.amazon.com. And when you order any of your books, just click Young Living Foundation as the charity that you want to give to. And they're amazing, just amazing. So if you're on the boot camp and it's the very, very first time and you haven't done this yet, this boot camp is 25 days long and we are on day 13 already. I cannot believe we've hit the halfway point. So congratulations. I'm so proud of you guys for sticking with it. 7,000 people are sticking with this. Like I'm just blown away at how much tenacity there is in Young Living. And still, the book is in the top 10. We're 6 weeks out now from when we launched it. It's still in the top 10 books on Amazon. And to have a Young Living book take 2 of the top 15 spots because the workbook is also in the top 15 on all of Amazon. We're one of the only books that are paperback. Most of them are Kindle books or audiobooks, and we're way up there. And it's a really specific market for Young Living, which means that you guys are out there and you're sharing the book. And praise the Lord for the things that he is doing through this book and the fires that he's igniting on so many teams, because Young Living's mission is to get oils in every home in the world. How do we do that? we share, okay? We grow your businesses. So we're coming alongside that mission as a platinum team in Young Living to show you guys how to share the oils, how to share them. We're going to hit compliance next week. It's going to be a zinger next week. I believe we're the only team with a full compliance training, and it's a full compliance training. We're going to go through everything in compliance. So you don't want to miss that next Monday. Coming off your weekend, make sure you get on next Monday. So if you're just on 25 days, 9 p.m. Eastern time every single day, 25 chapters in the book, 25 workbook chapters in the book, a video every day. So what do you have to do to keep up with me? You got to watch a video, you got to read the chapter, and you got to do the workbook homework every single day. I've been seeing some photos of your guys' vision boards, and I'm going to call you guys out on one thing because the red personality in me wants specifics. I want very specific, tangible things. So if you have done the vision board assignment in your workbook and you put up there pay off debt, or you put up there have a larger paycheck, I want to see specifics. I want you to write a check out to yourself with how much you want to make and put that number down, okay, with how much you guys want to be making. I want you to put down your rank goals for this year. Specific, I am a drill sergeant, I'm sorry, but specific goals. Be very specific and then pray over those things specifically. And when you're speaking specifically those goals over your business, those specific goals will happen. They will happen over you. So I want to see dollar amounts on your paycheck. I want to see the rank that you want to hit. All right. I want to see those specifics on your vision board because it's very, very important that you're speaking that over your business this year, over and over and over and over again. You need to set very tangible goals, not just pay off debt. Tell me which debts you want to pay off. Which ones? Just talk to me, put them up on your vision board and make a list of the things and then cross them off as they happen and put the dates next to it that those things have been accomplished. If you just put down, I want to be a Royal Crown Diamond, that's great, but is it going to happen in the next 12 months? If it's not, then put down, I want to be a star. I want to be a senior star. I want to be an executive. I want to be an executive by August. And then you put the date down and then you fight for that goal. Tangible, in your face, specific goals. I put in the game plan book and the workbook, specific goals. So make sure you're writing those things out. What is the purpose of boot camp? Why are we doing this? Well, it's to plot out your business for 2017 and laying down goals. And I'm going to train you how to stick with those goals, how to see your business every day and wake up thinking with it on your mind and knowing what are the most important things I need to be doing today and getting to those goals every single day. The only supplies you need are the book and the workbook. That's it. You don't need anything else. Good, Kendall. I love to see those specifics. And Kayla, specifics. Yes, silver by February 2017. You've got that nailed. You've got that nailed. I know Kayla. Kayla's on my team and you can do that. So all you need is the book and the workbook. And if you don't have it yet, maybe you've ordered it on Amazon, but you don't have it in your hands. Did you know that after you purchase it, you can go to Kindle and you can order the Kindle version of it for $2? And it's Amazon's way of loving on you. And you can follow along on the Kindle version until your book gets here. And it's totally okay. It's on your cell phone. You can look at Kindle books on your computer, on your tablet, on your laptop. You don't have to have a Kindle device to be able to look at Kindle books. So if you want a digital version of it also, it's only $2. It's a great deal. I mean, I say get all the versions. All right. What else do I want to tell you guys about? Oh yeah, it's open to anybody and it's totally free. So we're an equal opportunity training boot camp. This is not just the Oil Ability Go team. This is everybody, thousands and thousands of Young Living family. Some of you guys are watching the boot camp videos off the website and you're catching up to us. Some of you are watching them live from all over the world. We have people in Germany tonight that are watching, people in Japan. We have people in Australia, all over the world. We got people in Canada. We've actually had a request to translate the game plan book into French. And if y'all want to contact me on that, I did take 4 years of French, but it was 20 years ago. So need a little assistance in that area. So yeah, if you guys want the book in French, let's do it in French. If there's any language you want, just IM me. If you're fluent in it and you got a team that can double check it and read through the book in that language, absolutely. We're totally open to translating into different languages for sure. So the purpose of this boot camp is to train you how to use the duplicatable system of game plan. And it's versatile in all of Young Living. And it doesn't matter what your personality type is. If your personality type is more hands off and you just want to point them to the book and point them to the boot camp videos and then just do accountability, Facebook Lives on your team, or if you want to do one-on-ones and have accountability with your top silver leadership and above, or gold leadership or platinum leadership or executives or just all your stars, if you just want to use that as an incentive on your team, one of the things that we do on the Oilability team is whoever ranks up at the end of the month, they get this book from me. It does not matter what your rank is. If you are a star, a senior star, an executive, it does not matter. I send out about 100 to 150 of these a month for our team, and I sign the inside and I write a handwritten note and I say, go to oilabilityteam.com and watch the videos. I want you to work through this system. So on our team, we set the pattern of giving it to every single person no matter what their rank is. Because we want to train them to use this as a duplicatable system and to pour into their leaders using the same system again and again and again. So there's no wrong way of using the system. You can't mess it up. All right. That's the beauty of it. Whatever your personality is, maybe you want to do your own boot camp. The minute we're done with boot camp, you're going to start your own 25-day boot camp with the game plan book. Go for it. I would love to see game plan boot camps all over the place. You guys are so gifted and there's so much talent in Team Young Living. It's actually what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about for the training tonight is the talent that is in Team Young Living, because I think sometimes you guys undercut some of your gifts and talents, and I want you to shine bright. This is a tool for you to use. It's a resource. It is not the end all be all. Like, you're supposed to take it and use your gifts and your talents and make it what you want it to be based on what your leadership style is. There's no wrong way of doing this. So take it and grow. The biggest thing is it's duplicatable. So if you got somebody who's super deep in your organization and you want to pour into them, you can send them the book and still pour into them the same way that you would with your personally enrolled. Rachel, I don't have the purple bags right next to me right now, but I'll tell you what, in the video tomorrow night, I'll have a fully assembled purple bag and I'll go through it with you guys again tomorrow night, so you know what you can bring to your classes to show people. And I just get them on Amazon. They're like 20 cents, not even 15 cents a bag for the organza bags. All right. Amber says, just got off the phone with someone before this and sent her your two first videos, Diamond Rising. Yes. Great job. And we're going to have Game Plan Mini out soon. My editing team is like, stop talking about the book until we have the book done. Like, what are you doing? So they're going to kill me because I brought it up again tonight, but I know how close we are. We're so close on it. The book is written. The book has been edited. The book has been in formatting all day today. And word on the street is that it goes to Amazon by the end of the week. Now, Amazon will have Game Plan Mini for 2 weeks. That's how long they hold on to it. So just a heads up on that. But once they've got it, it's in their hands. And then we just pray that they release it as fast as we can so we can get it in all of your hands as quickly as we possibly can. So this is a duplicatable system. It is the most duplicatable system in all of Young Living because it answers so completely all of your leaders' questions. And that's what we're doing through the boot camp, is going through all of those questions, all the little isms. Make sure you check out the website, oilabilityteam.com. We're constantly adding new content on there. You guys have asked me to write out the Moses prayer that I prayed over my family. It's not in scripture. It's something that I prayed over our family when we were in the most broken, battered up place of poverty that we had ever been in our marriage. And it's based off of the story in Exodus of Moses waiting 40 days to see the glory of God on the mountain, and then God appearing and him not even being able to raise his face off of the rock because the glory of God was so bright. So if you go back to that quote in Scripture and you just look through Scripture and you just read through the story, the blessing of the presence of God, which is what Moses had waited 40 days for, was so great that he literally couldn't even see it. He couldn't lift his head up and see it. So Kevin DeVolk is on, signing in from Dixon, Illinois. You can help with my French. Thanks. I will take help with that because I don't remember. And I remember vite, vite, comme les lapins, hurry, hurry like bunnies. And that's about it with my French. So the blessing was so great that he couldn't even take in how incredible just being in the presence of God was. It was so amazing that he couldn't even lift his head up and see God face to face, even though he'd waited 40 days to see him. And that was what we had prayed for our family, was that the blessing would be so great that we wouldn't even be able to see the impact of how the Lord was blessing our family, that it would trickle down into our friends, onto our co-workers, into our extended family and our acquaintances, that it would just spill over everywhere. The Audible book is days away. Very, very close. So you guys have asked me to write out that prayer that I prayed. I don't remember it word for word because it's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure I can recreate it because it's imprinted in my mind. So we're going to work on writing that out after the rally this weekend and getting the Moses prayer up on the website, which, like I said, it's not scriptural. It's a prayer I prayed over my family based on what had happened to Moses. So we'll share that with you guys as well, and I'll get that up under the free resources page. So you have something very specific to pray over your business, a very, very specific prayer. I hadn't even thought about writing out a prayer. I'm also going to put a photo up on the free resources page of everything that's in those purple bags and where you can find that stuff so that you guys know where you can get those resources to be able to hand out in your classes. And we'll put up an explanation on how you can copy the audio 101 that we put up there for you as well. So we're working on all of that, those resources for you in the coming weeks. Our rally is not live, Carrie, because Young Living does not like us to do that. They want people to go out and connect and build relationships with people. So we asked them about live streaming the videos or even putting them up online so people could watch the videos afterwards. And it's meant to be a convention-like experience. So they want you going to sites and connecting with your team. So we're not actually allowed to do that, even though we have the videos. I would love to share them with you, but then I wouldn't be honoring my company and your company that you guys love so much. So I love their idea of fellowship. And so we're going to honor that. We're going to stand by what they ask us to do. All right. I can talk to you about some of the things that happened at the rally for sure. Absolutely. We'll be talking about it. But to share the videos, I'm not allowed to do that. Renee's hosting a rally for the first time, and you're going to knock it out of the ballpark, girl. I know you are. So, all right, into our training for tonight. Confidence is what we're discussing this evening. So, confidence. Yesterday we hit on plateaus, and I'll tell you, there's a huge section in Game Plan 2 on what to do when you plateau. When you hit a certain rank and you're just like stuck there and stuck there and stuck there. If you really want that content, look for it when we release the second book, because I'm going to go into it in so much depth, and give you really good strategy on how to dig out when you're stuck in certain places. So even though Game Plan 2 is going to say for silvers and above, if you're a senior star and you got your sights set on silver, you make sure you get your hands on that book. Okay, make sure you get your hands on that book. We also talked about the 3 things that scare people away from your classes: hunting them, not educating them, all right, and living in the land of negativity. And we also talked about acting like a Royal Crown Diamond. Even though you're not a Royal Crown Diamond yet, I want you to walk in it. Walk in that place of being a diamond and imagine how you would carry yourself, how you would speak to your team, how you would edify your team, how you would train your team, how you would pour into your leaders. I'll get to that in a moment, guys. They're a little bit ahead of me for the oils for this evening. But how you would do those things. You would do it differently, and you would speak differently, and you would post differently if you were carrying yourself as a diamond. So make sure that you've always got that. Exactly. Own it. Make sure you've always got that in the forefront of your mind and how you're carrying yourself as you're working through your Young Living business. So tomorrow we're going to talk about your business toolkit, some outside resources like TaxSpot. If you want to know everything about taxes, we're in tax season. It's really going to bless you for your small business to have some of those things in your back pocket as you're getting ready to prepare your taxes this year. We're going to talk about planners. We're going to talk about Oily Tools, which in my opinion is the greatest resource created outside of the virtual office. So it's wonderful, a wonderful training. Then on Friday, we're going to talk about blogging and hitting some of your audience online. I told you we sold 6,500 books on Amazon from 4 Facebook posts. So the power of social media and how important it is that you are on social media. Amanda, thank you. I appreciate that. So you guys see my voice is fading. I'm not sure what to do about that. I've got my volume all the way up, but hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. All right, let's get into the training for tonight. I'll hold my phone very, very closely, and hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. I'm sorry about that. And then Monday, you do not want to miss Monday. Monday is our full compliance training, So very, very important that you do not miss your FDA compliance training on Monday. Get your leaders on that training. Make sure you're sharing that compliance video all over everywhere in all of your groups on Monday, because that's one of the biggest things I see that scares people away from Young Living and away from oils and away from an oil MLM is compliance. So make sure that you're getting that out to your teams. It's very thorough. I'm going to throw a lot at you. It's going to be I should have a stand. Yeah, I do hold my phone the entire time. See, check it. The whole video. So I just like getting up close and personal to you. If I do a stand, I got to be way far away, and I like talking to you guys. I like being next to you. It's part of that relationship in radio and speaking to the audience of one. All right. So there's only 2 things that you need to do this really, really, really well. And they fall into 2 categories. One is the Young Living side, which would be your starter kit and a script, and then the virtual office to watch your team and pay attention to what's going on. The other thing that you need to do this business really well is you. You have to show up wherever you are. You got to be all there. And what I mean by that is confidence, having confidence in how you carry yourself. If you don't have confidence, nobody's going to trust what you're saying. So the oil of the night, I actually have 3 of them because I can never pick. It's only a 25-day boot camp and there's 140 oils out there. So I figure I got plenty to pick from and I might just give you more than one a night. So the oils that I love for confidence, my personal favorite for confidence, I love this oil, is jasmine. Oh man, I got to put some of this one on while I'm talking to you guys tonight. I get this one in my nose and it just doesn't go anywhere. I just love this oil. So jasmine is wonderful for confidence. Also for confidence, Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. Fantastic, fantastic oil for confidence. Very manly oil. It's wonderful for your men. I like to use it on my teenage sons for cologne. It's just a beautiful oil. I had the intense honor of going and visiting the sandalwood farm, the Haloa Aina sandalwood farm in Kona in Hawaii when we were in the Drive to Win this summer. And boy, one of my most amazing moments, I'll put the photo up for you guys to see it after I'm done with this video. I'll find the photo and I'll put it up for you, was this farm is owned by a multi-generation family that's owned this farm. And the father who runs the farm was walking hand in hand with his 3-year-old son through the sandalwood forest as he was talking to me about sustainability. And I just, man, I'm never going to get that image out of my mind of him holding his son's hand walking through the sandalwood trees. It was just the neatest moment. We were out on the farm and I asked him, I said, do you ever feel if Young Living comes in, you guys are a partner farm, do you ever feel like Young Living comes in and they're just like taking over your business? I mean, they're telling you that you gotta follow the seed to seal policy. They're building brand new distillery for you. You have to follow all their rules. And he just looked at me and he said, Young Living saved my family farm. So no, he says, we have the best distillery we've ever had in our life. He said, I love the standards that they have. They're all the way up here, and that's what we live by in Hawaii. We live by purity. And he goes, so to me, it means integrity. And to hear him talking about the oils and his love for Young Living as a company was pretty cool. It was absolutely amazing. So sandalwood, Haloa Aina Sandalwood, and I'll pop that picture of him and his son up just for you guys. We're thinking about having a place on the website where I can put all of my travels up there so you guys can travel with me to the Mona Farm and to the St. Mary's Farm and to the Sandalwood Farm in Hawaii and to the Ecuador Farm. Would you guys like a button on the website with all the photos and explanations of where I've been and some of the interviews with the farmers and all of that? If you guys would get a kick out of that, I can put a couple buttons on the website and you can go on my adventures with me and enjoy some of the places that I've seen. Yeah. Okay, good. Then I'll work on that for you. We'll get that up. The third oil that I want to give you guys, one of our newest oils in Young Living, is the Live Your Passion oil for making sure that you are confident in your business. So these 3 are just my favorite oils for confidence. Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, Live Your Passion, just released at the rally, at the convention this year, and then jasmine. These 3 oils for confidence are just amazing, amazing oils. So one of the things that I hear in the business, this is actually, I'm giving you guys a nugget right now that is not in the book. And when we do the second edition, because I just dealt with this twice in 48 hours, I'm thinking about adding this into the book. And you guys can give me a thumbs up if you agree, if you think this is something that should be added into the book. But for boot campers, you guys are going to get this content completely fresh because it's not in chapter 13 right now. One of the things that I hear constantly in this business, constantly, all the time is, I just don't know all the answers, Sarah. I don't know that I can do Young Living business because I don't have all of the answers that I need to answer people's questions. And I don't feel like I can teach until I know it all. Give me a high five if you guys have heard that. Has anybody in your business said, I'm just not there yet. I just don't have the knowledge you have, or I don't feel like I can sell this stuff until I know more about it. Okay, let me totally debunk that tonight. We're going to completely debunk it, all right? Here's the thing. You're never going to get to a place where you know it all. Never, ever, ever, ever. And if you keep waiting until you know it all, you are missing out on the business opportunity of a lifetime. You are missing out on the business opportunity that is going to bless your family like crazy, like crazy. I think about where I would be if I had waited until I had my aromatherapy certifications to work on my business. I mean, we were star the first month. We were senior star right after that. We were executive in 18 days. We hit silver. We were a silver in 1 team. What would have happened? I would have lost on the benefit of a $3,000 a month income 3 months into my business had I stayed in that place of saying, well, I don't know enough because I'm only 12 weeks into doing this. And so I've got to know more before I can talk about this. And it's just not true. I want you guys to apply this. And I know I talk about it in the book somewhere, but I can't remember exactly where. So if I already talked about it, forgive me. But I want you to apply this principle of knowing everything before you do a business to every other facet of your life. Okay? When you go into Starbucks, do you expect the barista to know where the coffee beans are being sourced? They just got to know how to make a cup of coffee, right? When you go into Panera, do you expect the person making your sandwich to know everything about all of the places where all of those sandwich components came from and all of the ingredients and every single type of soup that they have, right? Being a parent is a great example. A great example, yeah. When that baby shows up and you're holding that little baby girl or baby boy in your hands, you don't know anything about being a parent, right? But God made you a parent right in that moment. You don't know how to bathe them. You don't know how to change your diaper. Like you don't know anything about being a parent, right? But God said, you know enough. You know enough. All right. Just share your love. Just share your love with that little baby, and that baby's going to grow on you and your mama and your daddy right now, whether you know it or you don't know it. So the minute you get that starter kit, you're a Young Living distributor, whether you know everything about it or you don't know everything about it. So just, what I'm going to talk about tonight is third-party tools, and we've already discussed this. Point them to other places, but I'm going to give you one sentence tonight that's really, really, really going to help you with your business if this is something that's really holding you back, all right? I told you on night one, guys, I hold 6 different aromatherapy certifications. I have read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books on aromatherapy and network marketing. I read 200 books just my first year that I was in it. I've studied under some incredible people. I mean, absolute incredible people when I was doing my raindrop certifications and through the care school. I have traveled the world lecturing. I've taught to tens of thousands of people on oils. I've been through clinicals. I've done raindrops on hundreds and hundreds of people. I've done raindrops in rooms with 100 people watching at times. But despite all of that experience, when I stand in the presence of Gary Young, who can tell you the constituents in a blend from across the room when the bottle is opened, all right? Who knows exactly how an oil has been adulterated. I've watched the man open a bottle of oil and tell me exactly why it's adulterated and what's in it that's making it adulterated oil, who's got decades of aromatherapy study under his belt. I feel like a preschooler. All right. I feel like a total preschool. I feel like I don't know anything when I stand in the presence of Gary Young. All right. I feel like I'm never going to know what Gary Young knows. Does that mean that I don't share the business side of it? I'm never going to know what Ollie Wanker knows. Okay. He's a genius. He knows so much more than I do. I'm never going to know what Jim Bob Haggerton knows. I'm not Jim Bob Haggerton. All right. I'm never going to know what David Stewart knows. I have so much respect for that man and for the Haggertons and for the Wankers and for the Youngs. Right. I'm never going to know what Jen O'Sullivan knows. I'm never going to have that experience, all right? Let me just speak to knowledge for one moment, all right? Just for one moment. If you can just allow me the freedom to speak into you in this place right now for just one moment. God has uniquely gifted you with talents that no one on this earth has. Nobody on this earth has the talents that BJ has and Jerry has and Shannon has and Laura has and the 7,000 people on this training tonight and that Amanda has, okay? Nobody has those talents, those gifts. God is putting people in your path that only you can speak into. He's putting them directly across your path because they're meant to be in your organization and in your business. And if you are too timid to speak to them because you don't think that you're Jim Bob Haggerton or that you're Gary Young, all right, or that you're Ollie Wanker or that you're David Stewart, those people are missing out on the leadership that the Lord has given you to pour into them through your unique gifts and your unique talents, all right? Y'all have been saying some really kind things to me in the boot camp, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your love. I appreciate the reviews that you left on the book. I appreciate your really kind words and the way that you're bringing me into me during the boot camp. But the reality is that you're just as talented as I am. You really are. And most of you are talented in many things I will never be able to do, that I just don't have gifting in, okay? Some of you have talents in the same areas, and some of you have them in completely different areas that I have no gifting in whatsoever. All right, none. And so that's what makes us such an amazing Young Living family, is because so many of us have so many different gifts. Many of you guys on here are some of the most powerful leaders I've ever seen in my life. There are diamonds on here doing this training right now with me. Some are my very, very good friends. There are golds on here. And you told me, I've told you many times, I'm never going to rate you by your rank. All right. I have respect for the diamonds and what it took for them to get to that rank. I have tremendous respect for them, but I'm going to treat you with the same respect if you're a star or if you're a distributor, because that doesn't matter to me, because God has made us all in his image. And we've all got different talents and different beautiful things about us that make you who you are. And so maybe your gifting is in speaking. Maybe your gifting is in going on the radio and talking to millions of people. You know, it's kind of a weird gift. Maybe your gifting is in writing, so pour your heart out as a writer. Maybe your gifting is in animals, and you have that passion for pets and animals that people around you just do not comprehend. You are the Snow White of your neighborhood, okay? Maybe your gifting is in teaching. You just love education, and you just soak it up, and you spew it out, and it comes out of every pore in your body, and you've got to lecture, and you were born to train, all right? Maybe your gifting is in finding that one person in a room that's completely alone, that has nobody to lean on, because you have such compassion for them, and pulling them out of that place and showing them that there is hope and that they can do this. They can do this business, all right? There are so many gifts that the Lord has poured out on us. So, you know, I ain't all that. I'm just Sarah sitting in my little 1,300 square foot house up here in upstate New York. And my gifting is talking and training and passion and writing and speaking. I love that. You guys have talked about Jim Bob. Jim Bob and I are actually going to do an interview together in a couple of weeks. We're working on it right now. And it's an honor to be able to speak to his audience. I never, ever take speaking engagements for granted. He's a very, very treasured friend. You know, so I just want to tell you guys, man, don't devalue the gifts that the Lord has given you. Don't put those down. And don't think that you have to be in a place where you know everything to be able to talk about the oils. Just learn third-party tools. Just learn where to point them, okay? Just learn when you don't have the answers. Learn the resources that are out there so that you know which direction to point them. And you don't need aromatherapy certification to do that. I went for mine because I love education. I'm an education junkie, all right? And I just soak it up. And so because of that, I wanted it for me, not because I felt like I needed to do it for the business. Matter of fact, I ranked long before I had any of my degrees. I was already a gold before I had any of my first certifications finished. So, you know, don't put all of your eggs in that basket, because God has got something amazing in store for you this year with your business if you will fight for it, okay? If you're not going to fight for it, he's not going to hand it to you. He's not going to hand it to you. You got to go out there and do it. So don't feel like you got to know everything to do it. All right, you don't have to know everything to do it. Stop saying you don't know enough to do this business. Get good at using tools like we talked about in the previous chapter. Saying that you don't know enough is an excuse. I'm going to call you out on it, guys. It's an excuse that we use to avoid taking on the responsibility of treating this business as a business. I am never going to be Gary Young. Never. I'm not Gary Young, okay? And neither are any of you guys, all right? But you have incredible gifts and talents, like incredible gifts and talents. So I'm just me. And you're just you. So be the best you that you can be and learn the tools that are available to you in Young Living. All right, learn the tools that are available to you. Sometimes I find I get more people interested if I don't know a lot about the oils. Becky, you're right. You're right. Man, so many times Mary has gotten up and she's talked about FDA compliance. Mary Young, if you've ever heard her speak on compliance, she gets on fire. She's one of the best speakers I've ever met in my life, Mary Young. She's like, oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to talk today. And then she gets on and gives like the best 45-minute speech I've ever heard anybody give, right? She gets on and she's like, you know, I don't know about that disease or this or that because I've never had that before, but why don't you go check out this resource or this resource or this resource? And she's so good at pointing them in the right direction, all right? So good at pointing them because she's learned tools. So learn tools. You don't have to be the expert. Nobody expects you to be the expert. And if you are the expert, it's going to do two things. Number one, your whole team is going to lean on you to answer every single question, even the ones that come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. And number two, you're not going to raise any leaders because all your leaders think that they have to be you. And that they have to be that expert. So if you are the expert on your team, it's going to kill your ability to grow a team because nobody is going to be able to rise to that. So don't set that as the bar. All right, don't set that as the bar. You don't want to do that. Just be the best you that you can. Now and forever, you have the tool of game plan to use to train your business builders, right? I'm not an expert, but my husband and I were able to retire 1 year after we got our starter kit. Me 1 year, my husband 2 years after getting the kit. So that means that we have a bit of experience in going from a background of zero network marketing and zero sales to diamond. Like bam, all the way up, right? We know how to do that. We know how to do it fast, which is why we wrote the game plan book to give you strategy. So that's a tool that you can use with your own gifts and talents and your own ways of sharing. It's a tool that you can use to propagate and train your leaders how to use. They don't have to be the expert. You can lean on the book, all right? You can lean on that as a tool. You can lean on those with experience in areas where you want to grow. The thing is, grow. Don't use a lack of education or a lack of experience or an area that you're not wise on as the excuse to not build your business, as the crutch to put your business off, all right? Here's what I do when I don't know something. So now I've told you that you're making an excuse. Now I'm going to tell you what to do in that situation when you legitimately don't have the answer. Okay, this is what I do when I don't have the answer when somebody contacts me. I tell them, I don't know. All right, I give them an honest response. I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. And then I teach them how to look it up themselves. I train them how to look it up. I used to answer all sorts of questions at 2 o'clock in the morning, all right, on oils. And now I answer pretty much no questions at 2 o'clock in the morning because I will never answer a question. I always equip people on the resources of where they need to look. So if you're completely stumped and you don't know the resources, then call Young Living Corporate and ask them. They're amazing, absolutely amazing at that. Or ask your incredible upline the questions, all right? Now let's look at what a lack of confidence looks like in your physical classes when you're out there and you're teaching. I'm going to give you an example of what a lack of confidence looks like while you're teaching. If you're following along and you're in the game plan book, this is on page 122. All right, this is an actual woman in my class, all right? She says, I'm teaching a class on essential oils. Please come to my class. If not, it's okay. I'll be holding other classes in the future if you're busy. What? Who's going to follow leadership like that? I'll hold other classes if you're busy. That's like saying, if you want to douse yourself in chemicals for another 2 weeks until my next class, I'm totally okay with that. I don't have the confidence to tell you that you're poisoning yourself and your family. All right. You can't talk like that to people. All right. You absolutely can't talk like that to people. So the people that you do not speak to because of your lack of confidence will be hurt. They will be hurt because you're not bold enough to stand up and speak into their life. These are people that have been placed into your path specifically for you to speak into. So don't be so timid that you steal their lifeline when they most need you. All right, don't be so timid that you're stealing their lifeline from them. You can't do that. All right, you can't do that. You need to be speaking into them. So where does a lack of confidence come from? A lot of places. We talked about some of them last night. All right, setting goals and repeatedly failing to reach your goals over and over and over again. So you tell yourself you can't possibly win at this, from losing hope, from being abused. Here's the thing, okay? This is the thing I want you to know about confidence. God did not make you that way. God did not make you with all of these fears that you have right now, all right? I want you to think back to where you were when you were a toddler. Maybe you can't remember that long ago because that was like a really long time ago. It was like many, many decades ago for me. But think back to a toddler if you can't remember you being a toddler. It's a learned behavior, right? I don't know very many toddlers that don't want to take on the entire world. Some toddlers are louder than other toddlers, but there are very few toddlers out there that lack confidence. Okay, they don't lack confidence. Confidence is not something that I can teach you in this book because it's a trained behavior. You've trained yourself to be scared. You've trained yourself to be timid. You've trained yourself to put up walls, all right, so that you're not going to get hurt. You're not going to get burned, all right? It's not something I can teach you other than telling you to get really good at using third-party tools. Really, really good using third-party tools like Mary Young's D. Gary Young, World Leader in Essential Oils book when you're talking about purity and about the background in Young Living and why you'd want to use Young Living as a company. That's a wonderful tool. It's a wonderful resource for you to use. I can tell you, though, where you can go to unlearn it, to unlearn all these fears of confidence that you have, where you can go to release things. We did hit on a smidge of it last night, and I dropped a video for you to see of one of my team members and what they're doing in Nicaragua right now. I put dozens of my team members through this training. Many of people are going to be doing it in Orlando this weekend. And I have never had any of my team members tell me that they have regretted it. Never, ever, ever, never. The month that I went to the training I'm about to talk to you about, my OGV had been stuck at 46,000 for 5 straight months. And a few months later, we were at 152,000, and I was a solid platinum because I was no longer afraid. Danny Johnson is the training that I'm talking about. If you really have a fear of talking to people, or you really lack confidence, major confidence issues, and you get all the things in this book, but the confidence thing is completely eluding you, I would really recommend that you get to a Danny Johnson conference, because she just so speaks life into you, deeply, into those deep places where you're really, really hurt. It's called First Steps to Success. I want you to know, I do not work for Danny Johnson. I just really believe in her training. And I pointed you guys to a lot of training that I believe in. I've talked to you about the French Aromatherapy book by Jen O'Sullivan. I think it's a fantastic Got My Starter Kit Now What book. I pointed you to Jordan Schrant's Welcome books to use for follow-up on your team. I pointed you in many, many resources. This is another resource, especially if you're stuck in confidence and you really, really have a hard area. I just don't believe in reinventing the wheel. So I'll tell you, that wheel, Danny Johnson, is good. It is the best investment you will make if you're really struggling with confidence. I wrote Game Plan because it hadn't been written, because there was no resource out there with everything in one place. But this is something that's already been written. So I would really recommend that you get to Danny Johnson's stuff. Just for a second, let me tell you what Danny hits on if you don't think that it's worth the money. She talks about emotional and spiritual blocks that you have, abuse, how to understand personality types on your teams, how to connect with your leaders based on the personality types, and how to speak to them without turning them off, how to stop emulating somebody who's afraid, how to stop making excuses and get out there and execute. Her training is worth its weight in gold. Absolutely worth its weight in gold. I will tell you, I personally, even though we're about to hit diamond, I go to Danny training several times a year. Several times. I go there again and again and again, and I have been for 2 years now. I continue to bring my leaders to these trainings year after year after year. At the Orlando conference this weekend, we're going to have over 30 of our leaders there. I'm not there this weekend. We're going to be hitting the one in March. So I just want you to know that it's something I take very seriously, personal development. Absolutely. The only time that I don't advocate for personal development is when you do that and nothing else. When you don't implement anything that you're learning and you're all personal development and no classes. That's when I think you got it upside down. All right. But you should always be pouring into yourself constantly. And I love it because when you go to her trainings, it's packed out with diamonds. Packed out, because even diamonds know you need to be poured into. You cannot be the spigot all the time. Does she do them here? She does them all over the country. The one this weekend is in Orlando. She does them in DC. She does them in Cleveland. She does them in San Antonio, Texas. She does them in San Diego. Joyce, make the money. All right, make it happen. I'm telling you right now, just make it happen. It's absolutely worth it. 2 yard sales would cover your ticket to First Step. All right, it would cover your ticket to First Steps to Success, and it's the best thing that I've invested in my business. So are the Danny Johnson conferences Young Living specific? They're not. They're not. They're going to get to heart issues, and they're good, like really good. Like I said, I have never, ever, ever, ever had any of my leaders, and we put over 150 of our leaders through her trainings. Never has one of my leaders come back and said, man, that wasn't worth it. I really wish I'd saved my $500, okay? I swear to you, on all that I have, her training is fantastic. So, and she'll hit on things that are completely different from the game plan stuff that we're hitting on. It's all on confidence. It's, if you have an issue and you really struggle in that area of being bold with your business, I really encourage you to get there. And if you're just empty, if your spigot is empty and you don't have anything to pour in, go and get filled. Okay, go and get filled. If you're in a place where you just need to be filled, it's wonderful. I purposely make it a point to get to several of them every single year. We don't hit every single one during the year, but we get to several of them every single year. I don't even know how many Danny Johnsons we've been to now. So I write about her in my book because her training is fantastic. And she knows her stuff. She's built multi-million-dollar organizations more than once. So she knows how to do it. She knows network marketing like the back of her hand. And if you want to get good at this, you've got to study from people who've done it. All right, got to study from people who've done it. So, all right, back into my training here. Here's the deal. Here's what I want you to ask yourself, all right, especially if you're looking at the cost of her training, all right? And if you're looking at the cost of game plan, if you're looking at the cost of using it as a duplicatable system in your team, even if we get off Danny Johnson stuff. The March one, she's going to announce this weekend. She only announces them at the next conference. So this weekend is Orlando, then she'll tell you where the next one is, all right? Here's the deal. I want you to ask yourself something, and this is what I hit on really hard in the Game Plan mini book. Do you like where you are? Do you like it? Do you have enough income? Do you have enough time? Do you like where you are right now? If you don't like where you are and you're fried and you're weary and you're not getting enough sleep and you're not able to take care of your body and you're not able to cook for your family the way you want to or have enough time with your children, if you don't have any freedom, if you don't have any retirement, if your job is very stressful, that you're at right now, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you desperately need date nights with your husband, if you want to get away, if you keep saying you're going to get a family vacation, it's been 8 years and you don't have a family vacation planned yet, if you don't have anything crossed off your bucket list, why are you doing the same things you've been doing? It's not going to get you where you want to be. So if you have a list that you want to get to, you have to change your game plan, all right? You've got to change your strategy or you're not going to get where you want to go. That's why Young Living is so important. It's not easy, guys. Building Young Living business is not easy. And if anybody tells you it's a walk in the park, they're flat out lying to you, all right? It's hard. You're going to be tired. You're going to have to do this alongside what you're doing right now to build your business. You're going to have to sandwich it in amidst everything else that you're doing right now with your crazy full plate. But I'm telling you, this is the thing that's going to knock the other things off your plate. It's going to knock everything else off. So if you want to get out of where you are, you've got to take this seriously, all right? You've got to take this seriously. Please hear my heart on this. All right, it's about digging out of where you are. And if you don't like it, then you've got two options. You can dig out or you can stay where you are. Those are your options. We can have this conversation in the same boot camp 5 years from now with you ranked as a distributor or a star, or we can have this conversation 5 years from now with you up on that diamond stage because you took the principles of the game plan system, you held classes, you did follow up, and you raised your leaders, all right? Those are the only things that grow your business. That's it. So rinse and repeat. You got to do it again and again and again and again. And when you get to diamond, you got to keep doing it again and again and again and again, or your organization is not going to continue to grow because your leaders are going to see you sitting on your butt and they're not going to copy it. It's really, really important that you take it seriously, all right? You've got to dig out of where you are. So this is part of the digging out process. The Oilability team includes software developers that work for Fortune 500 companies, university researchers are on my team, teachers with amazing pensions are on my team. We have a surgeon on my team. We have a doctor on my team. We have dentists on my team. We have chiropractors on my team. We have many other people in very high-paying professions on the team. Just because your job pays well does not mean that you have freedom. It does not mean that you are free, okay? It doesn't mean that you have anything saved for your retirement. It doesn't mean you have anything to will to your family as a willable income. It doesn't mean that you have time with your spouse. It doesn't mean you have time to take care of your body. Those are all very, very strong whys. So get over your confidence issues. Stop using it as an excuse on why you're not doing your business and learn a simple sentence. Do you guys need one very simple tool to get over the confidence thing about I don't know enough? Let me give you one very simple thing. Time freedom is why I did it, all right? But let me give you one simple sentence. And I want you to practice saying this with me. And I think I'm going to add the sentence to the game plan book when we do the second edition of this, all right? Here we go. I want you to practice this with me. I don't know the answer to that, but let me show you where to look. Bam. All right? I don't know the answer to that, but let me show you where to look. Practice it with me. I don't know the answer to that, but let me show you where to look. And if you don't know where to point them, ask your upline, ask corporate, and they're going to point you in the right direction. That one sentence gets you out of the excuse of I don't know enough. Because there's always going to be questions that you don't know how to answer, people. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. Gary Young doesn't know everything. Okay? I don't know the answer to that, but let me show you where to look. Let me equip you on how to do your own research, all right? That one simple sentence takes all the fear out of knowing the answers, and it buys you time to find the answers. So get over the confidence issues, stop making excuses, and do what you need to do to succeed without distraction. Another word that I hate, oh my gosh, I hate this word, try. I'll try to help you with that. I'll try to do my business. I'll try to hold 4 classes this month. I'll try to do my follow-up. Man, I hate that word. I hate that word, all right? They had this great story at convention that they told. I don't know if any of you guys were at the Live Your Passion convention this last June. I loved it. And the speaker, he said, all right, he goes, I want everybody in the auditorium to stand up. Now I want everybody in the auditorium to sit down. He said, did you just try to stand? We're like, no, we stood up, right? He goes, did you just try to sit down? No, we didn't. He goes, because you can't try to do stuff. You either do it or you don't do it. You either do it or you don't do it. Trying is an excuse, okay? You can't try to accomplish something. Trying is an excuse as you're looking for a way out because of a lack of confidence. So Drop it. All right. Use the sentence that I just taught you. I don't know the answer to that, but let me show you where to look. I believe a lot of the fear that we have here, guys, is just a fear of rejection and a fear of what people are going to think of that. And none of that matters if you do a mental shift and you focus on the person and not on the sale. Focus on the education. It's the stuff I've been training you on for the last 13 days. Don't notice the no's. Be too busy holding your classes. You don't notice the no's. That is the key to confidence. Right there. That's the key to confidence. All right. And I don't know the answer, but let me show you where to look. All right. Hey, John, you got a winner for that contest for me? Yeah. All right. Woo! Man, that was crazy, right? That was crazy. I'm going to try to make it to a class, right? Then exactly, Tony and Angie, right? No, I'm not going to try to make it to a class.
There were a lot of really good ones.
Oh, you got to tell me.
Very, very creative.
All right, so come here and tell me. All right, so I asked my husband to pick the winner of the creativity for the photo contest tonight. Do you want to say why you picked this person?
It was very creative.
It's very creative. I know you're an emerald, but can you give me just one more sentence?
Really creative?
Really creative. All right, here's my husband. There he is. He's awesome. There's the Harn. And he has picked a winner of the photo contest that we did today. I want you guys to take pictures with your books. So what was in this picture? Can you tell me? What was it a picture of?
It was a picture of this nice lady with her book everywhere she takes it.
Oh, it was a picture of a woman with a book everywhere, like all the places that she took her book, and the harness.
Dinner, in the tub, in the car.
She took the book in the tub.
She took it everywhere.
She took the book in the tub. She took the book while she was eating turkey dinner. Making dinner. She took the book where?
In the car.
In the car, she had her book. So our winner of the most creative game plan book photo today, and you're going to get a signed game plan book set from me, is Eddie McNary, EDIEMCNARIE. Eddie McNary, congratulations. There you are, Eddie. Congratulations. The Harnish Herd thought you were the most creative. And where you had your game plan book was all over. That was so much fun. I think we might need to do that contest again because that was really, really cool. I took my game plan book to my hair appointment today. That's awesome, Tiffany. So congratulations to Eddie. You got a signed set that's coming to you. I need you to IM me, tell me what you won, and give me your address so we know where to send it. All right. If we don't get your IM, we won't know where to send it. So Game Plan Mini, just a quick update on that. It is out of editing, it's out of formatting, and it's looking very pretty, and we'll keep you in the know when it goes to Amazon. We're getting very, very close. Then we start the 14-day wait on Amazon. You guys have been very patiently waiting for that book. We're very, very close. The videos, many people have been asking me, Sarah, where are the videos that you mentioned in the resource section of the book? We have been reshooting them one by one to make them game plan friendly so that they match really, really well with what we got in the book, and they're going to be going up one by one on Amazon. And if you're not sure if they've been released yet, you can always go to oilabilityteam.com and it'll have a list of all the resources, and it'll either say coming soon or that it's already out. So if you're waiting on the 101 DVD or the Got My Starter Kit Now What DVD, or you're waiting on the Why Do a Young Living Business, How to Get My Oils Free DVD, all of those are coming out. Game Plan Mini, somebody doesn't know what Game Plan Mini is. Mini will not be offered in bulk. Let me tell you why. The cheapest that Amazon will allow us to sell a book is $4. So it's going to be listed on Amazon for $4. The cheapest that CreateSpace, our publisher, will allow us to sell a book. This is a book with a binding. It's not a tract. The cheapest they'll allow us to sell it is $2.50. So we're going to sell it at the cheapest possible price that CreateSpace will allow us to sell it at, to the penny, the cheapest we can sell it at. And we can't offer bulk pricing because they don't go any lower than that. That's the lowest they offer. So we're going to put a link on there, and you guys will be able to buy it for $2.50 a book right off the website for as many as you want. All right, as many as you want. So we're working really hard on the videos. We're working really hard on Game Plan Mini. And can I post my January 1st Winter Wellness? It should be under videos on this page. So if you just go to videos, you'll be able to see that class. I did shoot a chemical-free home class that many of you guys have been asking about that's not part of the boot camp. If you want to see any of my other classes, you can just click on videos on this page and you'll see them there. All right, you'll see them there. And I may shoot it and put it up on the Oilability Team website as well. So Game Plan Mini is coming. What is it? It's a prospecting book. It's a book that you can hand out in Walmart, at the post office, to your friends, to your coworkers at your current job, and it gets them to stack Young Living up against what they're doing right now. It shares our story. It shows all the perks of having a Young Living business, a big, big chart of the income disclosure guide. It ends with 2 different graphs with them writing all the perks of the business up against what their job is right now and getting them thinking about doing a Young Living business. So It's awesome. Amanda says, I tried If I Would You today and it worked. I was nervous as heck. But I said, I asked someone, if I invite you to my class, would you come? And she said, yes. That's awesome. Great job, Amanda. Good work. So we're working on these resources for you. The videos, just keep checking the website. And as they're released, they'll be up there. Game Plan Minis coming soon. The first thing that we'll have for you is the audio book, which is very, very, very close. I'm hoping it's this week before we end the boot camp this week. So you will be the first to know when it's released. All right. I will tell you before anything else. All right. I will tell you too, a lot of you guys have been asking about the videos. If you're coming to my rally in Corning, New York, the Live Your Passion rally, we will have all the DVDs there. So if you want to come, or if you've got team members that are in New York that you want them to come to the rally and pick up DVDs for you, absolutely you can grab them there. We can't send them out one by one because there are tens of thousands of you guys, and John and I would literally not have time to do boot camp. We'd be sending so many DVDs out. So if you want them, send somebody from your team in New York and Pennsylvania to Corning, New York for the rally, and they'll be able to buy them there because we've got oodles of them there at the rally, all right? Your homework for today is the chapter 13 reading. So go to chapter 13, read through it, and then go to the chapter 13 assignments in the workbook. The DVDs, when we release them on Amazon, we have to see how low they'll allow us to charge for DVDs. I'm not sure, but whenever I do my events, they're $10. So you get a full DVD training for $10. And then we discount the books. So if you want to buy game plan books, there are 15 instead of 20 on Amazon, and the workbooks are 12 instead of 15. The rally is Saturday, and it's going to be in Corning, New York. We have people driving in from Maine, from Florida, from South Carolina, from Indiana, like all over the place. We're launching a brand new lecture at there, and it's all cross-line, up-line, down-line. People have never heard of Young Living, people with other oilless companies, like all over. So yes, if you guys want to come, you're very welcome to come as well. And we have shipped out many of the books to other rallies. If you are a host of a rally and you would like the game plan books at your rally, obviously we can't get them there in 48 hours, but if you let me know now, we can get them, and I can even sign them for you, and we can send them to your rallies. We do comp copies for baskets, for giveaways. If you guys are hosting rallies, we will do giveaway baskets for you for free that we send out because we do it as part of our marketing budget. If you want signed copies, you can write me and you can ship the books here and then pay to ship them to you, and we'll do those as well for your rallies. But if you're hosting one in March, you would want to get on that now, because if you're doing bulk orders, they take a good 2 to 3 weeks from CreateSpace. So don't write me 2 weeks before your rally and say you need it, okay? But we would love to come alongside and help you with that. Absolutely. That's an honor to be able to be at your rallies. Who's going from Indiana? Can I come with you? I don't know. I have to find her. I don't have her messages and all the messages. So your homework, chapter 13 reading, chapter 13 workbook. In the workbook today, I'm just asking you 2 questions about confidence. And there's a very simple paragraph for you to read. And if you want to kick it up a notch, I'd really encourage you to get to a Danny Johnson training sometime this year. She teaches all over the United States. Write down your OGV the month that you go to Danny Johnson, and then write down your OGV 6 months later. You're not going to get docked for the contest we do if you don't have that page filled out on Saturday, all right? It's okay. We do contests every single Saturday, and you're not going to get docked. But I'd really encourage you to try to get to one of her trainings this year, all right? Tomorrow, we're going to talk oily tools. We're going to talk taxes. It's tax season. I'm going to give you all sorts of tips for your small business and a few other tools. And then Friday is how to blog. And Monday, the chapter y'all have been waiting for. I know there are some of you on the boot camp solely for that chapter on FDA compliance. It's the one that scares the tar out of everybody. And I've taken the fear out of you for every single topic we've gotten to so far. Even tonight with confidence, I'm going to take the fear of the FDA right out of your soul on Monday, all right? We have the most comprehensive training that I've ever seen anywhere because I nearly lost my business twice because of the FDA. So I have had over 50 hours of training directly from corporate on compliance, and I'm going to pass it off to you in one night of boot camp. So you do not want to miss Monday. Get all of your leaders on the training on Monday. It's really, really important you get everybody on there. So I will see you guys at 9 Eastern tomorrow. We talk about tools for day 14. Have an awesome, awesome evening. Thank you for joining me. Team Young Living is the best team out there. Make sure you douse yourself in jasmine and in Live Your Passion and in Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. And I will see you tomorrow night, Thursday, for our day 14 of boot camp.